Well, Coach, I think first of all, let's point out the defense tonight. Park Rapids only had 4 baskets in the first half. They had, 4 more in the second half. So only 8 baskets. That's pretty good defense.
Yeah, I just looked at the stats. They shot 13% for the game. They've got some really good shooters. I mean, I was concerned about number 12 and number 10. We've seen them go off for a number of threes. So one of our goals was just to limit their three-point shooting, and they made 1 3-pointer for the game. So that was huge.
Offensively for Sauk Center, I can see that you're trying to post up the 2 bigs a lot. Does that also depend on who you're playing against?
Yeah, I think so, and how they're defending them. Tonight, eventually Park Rapids started keeping the other post that was flashing high down low to help. And I don't know that we did a good enough job of swinging it around at times. I thought we tried to slam it in too much. And then I know that Jenna was irritated with herself that she wasn't finishing a bit better. She left some out there, but that's just kind of the way it goes.
That's the thing, too, as I watch the team, especially, say, like that Albany game, some of the turnovers, that it's maybe, turnovers are going to happen, but it's the type of turnover, I suppose, that kind of bugs you in a way, doesn't it?
For sure, and that's been a point of emphasis. We call it valuing the basketball, and we need to do a better job in that area. That continues to be a work in progress, and we still made some, I call them unforced turnovers where, it's one thing if the other team is, give them credit for a steal, but sometimes we're just throwing the ball away. So, we're getting better, and I really believe this team will get there.
Too, defensively, to stay on your girl and play tight man-to-man defense, what Sauk Center likes to do, but it's also, can you pinpoint some of the girls that how they play defense? And I guess what I'm leading to is, too, don't foul when you're playing defense.
Yeah, and that was the thing. I thought the second half, we got sloppy at times. For sure, and speaking of defense, I really, Heidi Leeser was home sick tonight, so that impacted our rotation. I really like it when we bring Maddie and Emily off the bench. Our defense, especially on the perimeter, really picks up when those two come in. You saw it tonight that Maddie was getting some steals, and Emily did a nice job on their shooter number 12.
Say, can I ask you, I'm realizing I've never asked you this question in all the years we've been doing this, but when you sub in, is it more or less, am I right in saying you're really watching the clock, not so much the game?
What I do is I give my assistant coach, Kent Gustafson, I give him a rotation sheet, and he does all the subbing for us. I give him the guidelines, and then it's up to him based on flow of the game to make those decisions, and he does a really nice job. It frees me up to do other things. But you're right. I mean, at certain increments in each half, he's subbing in based on the amount of time girls are out there so that we keep everybody as fresh as possible.
So can I ask you about the Albany game last Friday? Can you summarize that game for us?
Yeah, we were disappointed with how we came out in the first half. I think we were down 16 at one point, and it ended up to be 13 at half, and just turned the ball over way too much. And but to our girls' credit, I mean, we fought back. We had the ball down 6 with a minute to go, and couldn't get any closer than that. But there was no quit. We phrased it good grit, and that's a team obviously that we're going to have to figure out a way to beat by the end of the year if we want to make some hay.
Well, it leads into my thought usually too is sometimes the other team is pretty good.
They're very good, no question about it. They are very good, and I thought we did a nice job on sand. Jenna did. We let Finley go off on us a bit, and she's a nice player, no question about it. Both teams will get better, and it's not a. There's a lot of good teams. I like our section this year. I think there's a lot of good teams. I think there's good balance.
Can I ask you, too, defensively, it was all man-to-man tonight, and again, maybe it depends on who you're playing, but you worked in some zone against some of these other teams like Pine City or Albany. How much zone do you think you'll end up playing as the season goes on?
Yeah, it is so dependent on our opponent. If here's the thing, we want to keep Tori Jennison in the lane. So if the team we're playing has a true post down low, then we're going to stick to man. But if they go some 5 out, then we're going to probably run some 2-3 zone to keep her in the lane.
So next week, to Royalton, who is 3-1 on their season. They got those tall girls over there, don't they?
They do. They've got some tall girls that by the name of Schoenrock, and White Toshik is a really nice player for them. She's about a 6-foot junior that can shoot it. But I like how this team is playing defense and just really getting after it. And I'm looking forward to a boy-girl doubleheader. I like those occasionally. Get a chance to see the boys, and we don't play Tuesday night when they're home against Kimball, so get a chance to watch them play then too.
And then too, at the end of the month, then up to Perham. You always like going up there, don't you?
That's a great facility. It's close to my hometown of Frazee. My dad gets a chance to come over, and my sister maybe, and watch us play and get the chance to visit with them. So looking forward to that. We play Barnesville and Perham again, just like we did last year. Two very good teams. I think Perham is ranked in the top 10 in the state, and Barnesville is a really good club. So we're going to have to bring it when we go up there.
We're talking with Scott Bergman, who is the Sauk Center girls basketball coach, but also the Sauk Center athletic director. With this weather, have you been busy?
Very, very. And knock on wood, I think we've got all of our reschedules taken care of. We've got them in the books and things. And, one of the things that, you mentioned I'm the activities director. Winter is the season that we're co-opting in a number of sports. So, for example, in wrestling, Jonathan Ruoff over in Melrose, he is the one that does all the wrestling scheduling and the boys' swimming scheduling. So that helps me. And then in hockey, girls hockey, Long Prairie is the lead school, so Kelsey up in Long Prairie takes care of that. But so I'm in charge of boys hockey, and then of course both basketballs, and then dance as well. So yeah, it was a busy week.
And the hockey team for the boys up at Bagley, you hope they make it back okay.
Well, I know they got up there because I talked to Kelly Werman, Chad's wife, and he was letting her know where they were. And you're right. I mean, Park Rapids called me this morning and asked if they thought it was okay for them to still come down. And I said, well, we're sending our hockey team to Bagley, so I think you can come down here. So
say maybe too, just a word for Park Rapids. I said on the air too to thank them for coming down here.
Absolutely. And I hope we return that trip up there. That's, with Benson canceling their season, we had to scramble to get a couple games in Park Rapids. We were supposed to play Benson tonight. Park Rapids was nice enough to come down. They had a gap in their schedule as well. So for them to come down, and I learned something today in talking to their head coach Nick Lemke. Remember all the battles that we had with Norwood Young America in the state tournament? His dad is their coach, and once he mentioned that, I kind of stepped back and said, yeah, I can see it now. So he's a fantastic coach. He's approaching 700 career wins, which is just unbelievable.
And also too, with the postponement with New London Spicer this past Tuesday, man, I was looking forward to that one. But you'll do that later on, right? Yeah,
we're actually going to play them in a Saturday in February. So, again, it's kind of that week where we were supposed to play Benson, so it worked out nicely that we could get them to come during that week.
Every time I say New London Spicer, I could just hear people going, is that same coach still doing that?
Man, I think he's going to outlast me. I really do. I mean, he just loves it, and he's got a good supporting cast there, and he's got youth coaches that help him out, so I think he's going to be there for a few more years.
So we're talking about Mike Dreyer, who is still the coach. How many years for him now?
This is 45 for him.
Wow, and I see that he's now the all-time leader, right, for wins?
Yeah, he just surpassed Bob McDonald with his last win as the all-time winningest coach, boys and girls, in the state of Minnesota. Unbelievable, just incredible.
Here's what I was thinking about now. I was going to ask you Tuesday after the game, but I'll ask you even that now because you've played against New London Spicer throughout your 20 years as a coach.
Right. When
you stand on your half of the court and you look down at the other half and you see him standing there, what are you thinking?
I tell you what, I really enjoy him. I enjoy coaching against him. I enjoy visiting with him. He's just a totally different person when that ball goes up. He is so intense and gets after his girls. And I just think I'm amazed at how long he's been doing it and how many wins. Think about this, and I think I might have mentioned this to you before. let's say that you're a 23-year-old. Let's say Kevin Kiefler. He's a young guy.
Yeah.
If he wins 30 games for the next 30 years, he's still got a ways to go to catch Mike Dreyer. That's mind-boggling to me.
I agree. I asked you how many years ago. You're at what now?
This is my 21st year.
And how many wins for you?
In the 400s, mid 400s somewhere.
Okay. I remember a long time ago asking you, think you'll ever catch Coach Dreyer? and your response was, no I'll be retired by then.
No way. Yeah.
I know, but it's great. And he is a wonderful guy.
He is. He really is.